This is a weird name for a tutorial, I know, but I couldn't think of a better name, so let me briefly explain what we're going to be doing here. First off, you may or may not know that Lightroom has been renamed to Photoshop Lightroom, so it's in that Photoshop family, and that means we'll be doing tutorials on it inside the NAT member website here. One of the things I want to show you here is how you can leverage Lightroom to do things that maybe you couldn't do inside of Photoshop, and one of them is changing the white balance of JPEG photos. So let's say you shoot in JPEG now, or you used to shoot JPEGs, and you've got a bunch of photos that are shot with the wrong white balance. We all know with Camera Raw, if we shoot in RAW, we can open that RAW photo up in Adobe Camera Raw, and we can change the white balance after the fact to whatever we want. However, you can't open a JPEG inside of Camera Raw, so what you can do is import them into Lightroom. Just go under File, Import, and import your JPEGs, and you'll see what I have here. I've got one photo, and if you look at the name .cr2, this is the RAW photo. The one right next to it, I just opened this up inside of Camera Raw in Photoshop, and I saved it out as a JPEG, and then I got this photo. So I'm going to select both these photos here, and I'm going to hit C. And that's going to go into compare mode. So all I did, once again here, I just clicked on one and then shift click on the other, so they're both selected. Hit C, and that takes us into compare. Now right at the top of compare mode, I have, right under quick develop, I have white balance settings. Now I could go into the develop module for this as well, but I'm going to stick in the library module just so I can show you both photos here. So I've got my white balance settings. So we'll click on the top photo, and we'll change our white balance from as shot to, let's say, tungsten. I think, oh, that looks much better. And then it's a little of an extreme example, but I want to show you. Now we'll come down to the JPEG, and we'll change that one to tungsten as well. And you can see we're able to actually change our white balance. Now, it looks just a little bit different, and I see it mainly here up in the sky, maybe the grass, but the whole point is you're getting pretty darn close to being able to do something that you could not do before inside of Photoshop. Okay, so if you decide after the fact, let's go back to as shot, and if you decide after the fact that you want to change your JPEG white balance to whatever it was before to, let's say, maybe cloudy, you can do that right here inside of Lightroom. So it's just giving you kind of the ability to do something that you couldn't have done inside of Photoshop. You just can't open up a JPEG in Camera Raw. It won't happen. So once you take that shot, you think you might be stuck with that white balance, but if you can import your photos into Lightroom and you can use the white balance settings in here, you can get pretty close to what you could have expected with a regular RAW photo. So have fun with it, and as always, one of the things that I always like to say is try to get this right in the camera the first time. It's always better whether you're shooting JPEG or RAW or whatever. You want to try to get this stuff right in the camera. Sure, can you change the white balance after the fact with JPEG or RAW? Well, you can here in Lightroom and mostly for Camera Raw as well, but it's so much easier if you just do it right before you take the shot. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you again next week.